Markets are absolutely flat at this point of time. No major movement today. UK markets are shut, and maybe that's why even the volume participation in the market may not be that high. There are stock-specific news, and markets are reacting to that. One such stock is Finolex Industries. They declared numbers earlier. If you look at the numbers, margins expanded. There are two segments in which they operate. One of the segments did very well, 2% higher for Finolex Industries. Let's welcome in the management. Mr. Saurabh, MD at Finolex Industries, is now joining us. Sir, if you could just tell us about the volume growth in the quarter, what happened, and that was the main reason why the numbers are looking good.
See, we have two segments, the PVC resin and the PVC pipes. PVC pipes is where we had the volume growth of 14%. Generally, we have been growing double digit for the last several quarters, and that growth has continued. On the PVC resin side, we are constrained by the capacity, but the margins have been much better there because the raw material prices were in our favor and the selling prices have been steady. So overall, the margin growth has come from both better margins on the PVC resin side and volume growth on the PVC pipe side.
Right. So can you talk about the two segments separately? Pipe segment, do you continue to expect this 14-16% sort of a growth rate that we have been seeing? And what's the pricing over there? I believe the pricing also in that segment has improved quite a bit.
You're right. As I said, we have been growing, and we expect the growth of about 15% is the guidance we have given. We expect that to continue. And this is mainly backed by various government schemes like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchan Yojana, Smart Cities. So there are various new initiatives which are giving an added impetus to the growth. But despite, without these schemes also, we have been growing more than 10%. So we expect the growth only to get better and better in the coming years.
Right. As far as the PVC pipe business is concerned, one is pricing. Second, would you say that the contribution of fitting business or fitting in the revenue is going up?
Yes, that has been steadily growing up. As I said, the pipes, the whole business that has been growing double digit, but the fittings part of that business grew at almost 24% last year, and we expect similar healthy growth during the current year and the next year.
Right. So the PVC resin spread came in at greater than $200 a metric ton at EBIT level. It's significantly higher. Any particular reason?
As I said, the raw material prices have been lower compared to YOY last quarter. The main raw material for us is ethylene dichloride, EDC. EDC has been long generally in the international market. One part of EDC, which is ethylene, comes from the oil chain, but 70% of EDC comes from chlorine, which has nothing to do with the oil chain. And generally, chloralkali capacities have come up worldwide, which is making EDC pretty long. And on the other hand, the selling prices of PVC resin have grown backed on demand because there have been hardly any capacity additions. So overall, the spreads have improved, and we expect the good spreads to remain in the coming years.
Right. So was there a one-off gain also into this number because of the prices going higher, especially for the inventory that you have?
No, there was no inventory gain as such. It's generally the raw material prices remain low, whereas the PVC resin prices have gone up. So we enjoyed a better margin.
Right. So can you just tell us about the triggers of the pipe and fitting business? How are we seeing a shift into the product that you give, and how will that drive growth?
PVC pipe pricing is basically a pass-through pricing based on the PVC resin. So whenever PVC resin prices have gone up, we have been able to pass through completely. On the other hand, when they come down, we do have to pass on a majority of that. We of course try to retain some of that drop in the PVC pipe pricing. Overall pricing has improved. Based on our brand strength, we have been able to get a better pricing over the last couple of years. We have moved our focus basically from the B2B business of PVC resin to the B2C business of pipes. So brand plays a lot of importance in this market, and we are capitalizing on the number one position that we already enjoy, the deep penetration that we have in the rural markets. So all that is giving us a better pricing power in the pipes business, and we see that getting even better now.
Right. So, can you just talk to us about the capacity? As of now, what is the capacity? What's the capacity utilization? We make cash flows at the company level. So, would you want to invest that into further capacity?
Definitely. We have already declared a 100 crore expansion of the PVC pipes facility. We have 3 plants currently, one in Ratnagiri as a part of our PVC resin complex, one in Pune and one in Masar near Baroda. And we will have brownfield expansions at all 3 plants over the next couple of years. As we see the demand growing faster, maybe we will prepone the investments. But overall, we have already declared an expansion of 100,000 tons of capacity on our current capacity of 280,000 tons. So the pipes business will continue to see incremental capacity additions. On the PVC resin business, we are not contemplating any expansion.
Right. If you look at the business that, especially in the pipes, about 50% would be still unorganized market, and that shift is happening with GST coming in, or as soon as it comes in, you would see that shift towards organized players like your company?
Absolutely. That shift is already started happening over the last 2-3 years as the government is tightening more on the tax laws. And with GST coming in, we definitely see a major shift towards organized sector, and we will be definitely one of the beneficiaries of that shift.
Right. So thank you so much for explaining us about the company and what's the way ahead. That is Finolex Industries, strong set of Q1 numbers, and the management there sounding quite positive about the demand outlook, whether it's GST, whether it's new government initiatives, all of that would continue to drive growth. Meanwhile, as we were talking to Finolex Industries, markets have almost come back into the green.